What's up, Rayquazers? So I got a battle for you guys here, and actually this is another tournament match that I was in, and it was kind of an odd tournament because they allowed the like certain Ubers to be used. As you can see, Thundurus, Garchomp, and Excadrill are shown. My opponent has like 3 of them that are usable, and I have 1 because I figured if I was going to be running a sand team and Excadrill was usable, why not use it? And also Blaziken Speed Boost is allowed. Kind of weird on that one because like that's probably the most broken one, honestly, as it was banned to Uber pretty much straight away, but I won't get into it. Anyway, I saw the Amazing Spider-Man today, and actually that's where my comment question is going to come from. Who do you think is better for Peter Parker, Gwen Stacy or Mary Jane Watson? I kind of want to know because that was a debate on something, and you guys might like, you know, having a debate with each other on it and support your reasoning why you think one or the other is better. But let's get into the battle. So he's going to lead off with Tyranitar. I actually predicted that and led off with my Landorus, just in case he wanted to go for the Stealth Rocks, and I'm going to assume he wants to go for the Stealth Rocks, so I go for the U-turn. I do see the Air Balloon, and Air Balloon is a common item on all Tyranitars, no matter what type moveset they are. So I decided to go into my Alakazam because that's my best bet. It's actually pretty good that I did go into my Alakazam. I actually struggled with going to Xatu or Alakazam, but I figured he'd probably go for the Ice Beam, so I went into Alakazam, and it's good I did because 1+1 Tyranitar can't outspeed Alakazam, usually, depending on what's running. So he puts in Thundurus. I thought he was bringing in Thundurus to priority T-Wave me, so I switched into Xatu, but he must have predicted that threat right there because he goes for the Nasty Plot, which is not fantastic, and as you can see by no leftovers recovery, this is a dual screener, and he is going to go for the T-Bolt, which I'm surprised he didn't go for the Hen Power Ice considering the amount of ground types I have on my team. Right here he goes for the Hen Power, and I was kind of hoping I would survive because I want to get off the Stealth Rocks just in case he's carrying any Focus Sashes, as well as getting off extra damage because he does have a Victini on his team, and that kind of frightens me a little bit because V-Create is pretty deadly. So I do manage to get up the Stealth Rocks. I do survive with like 50 hit points, and then he KOs me. An unneeded crit right there, as he was going to KO me no matter what. And now that I'm pretty sure that Excadrill can go ahead and KO him. I was kind of afraid of his Excadrill coming in on mine, but I wasn't, you know, I could have broken the Air Balloon if his Excadrill had it, which his Excadrill actually doesn't. Go figure. No, Air Balloon. Kind of weird to run Excadrill on a sand team without running Air Balloon, but okay, whatever. He goes for the Brick Break, and I knew I would survive, except he gets a freaking crit. Would you believe it? He gets a crit. Oh well. It's all good, because, you know, I got that Choice Scarf Landorus, and he's going to bring in Victini. Not really sure why. Maybe he thought I was going to go for the Hammer Arm, but since he doesn't have Air Balloon, I'm just going to go for that straight Earthquake. And maybe he just needs something to sack. Just to sack his, he needed something to sack to see what I was running. That's what I'm trying to think of. So he brings in his Garchomp and goes for the Sword Stance, and I went for the Earthquake. It does enough to where it's a good solid 2-hit KO. So he's going to withdraw and go into Celebi. I'm really not sure why this wasn't his first move, but I guess that it wasn't. So I go for the Earthquake, and it does like nothing, showing that it's probably a bold Celebi. His chances are probably a bold Celebi with max defense, max HP is my guess. So I decided to go into my Blissey, and he goes for the Energy Ball. And so yeah, pretty much that like does Energy Ball does like nothing really. So now I have my Blissey, which is great, fantastic, I love it. And he's gonna go for the Leech Seed, which is rather annoying because, you know, that means I'm gonna be giving him lots of health. I go for the Flamethrower because I was kind of expecting him to switch out into his Excadrill to have prime setup time, but clearly that's not going to be his choice. That's going to kind of suck that it's not, but I mean, what are you going to do? So basically right now my Blissey's pretty much, yeah, look at all the health that Celebi got back from my Blissey. Kind of madness. So I expect him to, like, I don't know, switch or something. I go for the Toxic just to force him into a switch, because I don't want this Celebi sitting in here all day, every day, draining my Blissey's health, and I would like him to be forced out. So yeah, and I'm sure I'm gonna get a comment from Let the Sparks Fly 22 about how Blissey completely sucks and blah 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 blah. I don't care. Go ahead. Put it, Isaac. Put it. And yes, I just told him your real name. What's she gonna do? And so I predicted him switch, and I go into my Xatu, actually predicting something else to come in, sadly. But this is going to work too, because I should survive one Outrage and get up a Reflect, which is going to be great for my team to have a Reflect up. And guess what? I don't get up the light screen, but that's okay, because I mean, Celebi's really the last Pokemon left that can hit on the special side, and it seems to be running a Leech Seed set. So he's going to switch into his Escadrille, knowing that it's going to outspeed Alakazam, but guess what? I am going to switch out into my Blissey as he goes for the Poison Jab, which is weird because I honestly never see Poison Jab on Escadrille, even in Ubers, mostly because, you know, Shadow Claw is a better cover. And he goes for the Brick Break, which is completely okay. I don't really care because I really just need Blissey sacked to make sure he was going to stay in. So now I bring in my Landorus, and here he gets cocky and thinks he's going to survive, but guess what? I am Choice Scarfed. That outspeeds your Escadrilles by, like, tons. And the crit does not matter because obviously Sand Force, as you do not see that this is a stat hack to Landorus, and it's not Landorus T, so clearly, you know, Landorus is a boss. And I predict him to go for the Energy Ball, just straight Energy Ball, and I switch into my Alakazam, as that does a fairly decent amount to Alakazam, but Alakazam doesn't have the highest hit points, and that all checks out. So I go for the Shadow Ball, and that is going to be a dead Celebi, and that is going to be the match. So if you enjoyed this tournament match, let me know with a like. It really helps when you guys like. And comment, like, and sub. Let me know in the comments, Gwen, Stacy, or Mary Jane, and I'll see ya.